Hello and welcome to this Friday weekly webinar. Today to talk about from illness to wellness, begin your journey now. We have with us Mrs. Farzana Siraj, who is founder Orange Ray Alternative Medicine Clinic, Chennai. I heartily welcome you, ma'am. आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है.
Thank you, Vandana ji.
We also have Director of Morarji Desai National Institute of Yoga, Dr. Ishwar V. Baswareddy sir with us. आपका भी बहुत बहुत स्वागत है sir. I heartily welcome you. We also have Communication and Documentation Officer of Morarji Desai National Institute of Yoga, Mohammad Tayyib Alam sir with us. आपका भी बहुत बहुत स्वागत है sir.
Thank you, Dr. Vandana.
Now, without any further ado, let us start the program with prayer. ॐ सहना भवतु सहनो भुनाक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. I again welcome you, ma'am, to this Friday webinar series. It is our pleasure that you are with us to deliver this lecture on From Illness to Wellness, Begin Your Journey Now. I once again welcome our director, sir, who is the inspiration behind this Friday webinar series. I heartily welcome you, sir. I also welcome Communication and Documentation Officer Mohammad Tayyib Alam sir once again. आपका भी पुनः बहुत बहुत स्वागत है sir. And now I would like to request Mohammad Tayyib Alam sir, who is Communication and Documentation Officer of MDNAY, for further proceedings. Sir, over to you.
Thank you, Dr. Vandana. Good evening, everyone. Today we have with us respected Miss Farzana Siraj ma'am, the founder of Orange Ray Alternative Medicine Clinic, Chennai. She is an acclaimed yoga therapist and a holistic healthcare coach. She is an anger yoga therapist and later got her education from various lineages of yoga. She has represented India in many national and international conferences. Her specialization include the treating of lifestyle-related disorder and chronic musculoskeletal pain to create holistic health and wellness. She has been named as one of the 16 most powerful yoginis by Hello My Yoga. Ma'am is also associated with various activities of MDNY and Ministry of Ayush. Thank you, ma'am, for accepting our invitation.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Which is quite popular in various social media platforms. With these few words, I would like to invite respected Dr. Ishwar V. Basavareddy sir, Director Morarji Desai Institute of Yoga, to say something about today's topic, From Illness to Wellness, Begin Your Journey Now, sir.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Today's esteemed speaker and our yoga colleague, Mrs. Farzana Siraj, the founder Orange Ray Alternative Medicine Clinic, Chennai. My colleagues in the institute, Shri Tayyib Alamji, Dr. Vandana, faculty members, student friends, and yoga enthusiasts joining this webinar from different parts of the world. My pranams to you all and hearty welcome to this Friday webinar. Today it's my privilege to introduce the topic. My colleague has already introduced the today's speaker, but it's my privilege. Farjana is very dear to me because she is the student of our Hangar school, and Guruji was very, very beloved for me. And not only that, we met in several occasions. We exchange our common thoughts for the promotion of health and well-being through yoga therapy. One more thing, she is very simple, and I found her very communicative, and that's why Taibji rightly said she is very popular in social media, but I am not that much good because I don't know how many followers you have. So maybe I will also become one of the follower. So just a lighter way, and Arjana is very, very communicative and humble. That's why she is very eminent, but at the same time very humble. So that connects with Arjana and me, and I'm very happy that she has accepted our invitation, and today agrees to deliver this very popular Friday webinar series, which we have started on 2nd October 2020. It's a long journey, very popular. People used to download and watch and see. That's why this is the few things. Now regarding the topic, Arjana is the better to talk, but I would like to say two or three important aspects to so that she can continue. Wellness or well-being are the border terminology. We are talking about health, but wellness is we may be healthy, but are we well is the question. So health is the absence of disease. We don't have headache, fever, constipation, diabetes. So we are healthy, but are we well? Question is many times in negation. The answer is in negation. So we may seems to be medical parameter by the medical parameters. We are healthy, but we at the same time we are not well. So where is the wellness comes? It comes from the inside, inner core, the mind. So mind is the cause for our sorrow and happiness. Mind is the cause for our sorrow. And where we live in our mind. So I do hope you people agree with me, and therefore management of mind is the first step for the wellness or well-being. And what is the best way for it? Yoga, no other system. Psychologists, they only say for behavioral modifications. But who will alter the mind, orient your mind, direct your mind, change your mood, emotions, thought process? It's only the system available nowadays. It is nothing but the yoga. That's why yoga is popular. This is one thing. The second one is I am talking for the health to wellness. Now I am talking now to illness to wellness. So we have to cross the illness. How the disease manifest? There are two ways in broad spectrum. One is communicable, another one is non-communicable. Earlier, yoga people were not much talk about communicable diseases. During last nearly 2 years, we are compelled to talk on communicable diseases also because of COVID-19 pandemic.
Sure.
How yoga can also help. But this illness manifest because of this external factors, maybe snake bite, maybe fire, maybe poisoning, maybe any epidemic like this, beyond the control of the human being. That is another matter. There we need medication and rehabilitation. Again, yoga comes in handy, and also in the treatment period also yoga comes to the help of the ill persons. Therefore, in the communicable, our role is to complement the medicine, whatever the medicine, it may be modern medicine, Ayush medicines, or any type of medicine, yoga should complement, so that the disease or communicable conditions can be improved a lot fast. And after coming over, and rehabilitation is the process where yoga comes. One. But the second one is the non-communicable disorders. So again, where it generates the wandering mind, so it disturbs our energy cycles or energy flow. So our Ida and Pingala, or the solar and lunar energies, are periodically changing approximately 1 hour 50 minutes, or that is called in a Phala or Gadige mentioned in the Shastra. They are altering in a healthy individuals. But somebody is not waking up at right time, somebody is not sleeping well, eating well. So this biological clock, the change of energy cycle, just like we have a 3 shifts of 8 hours each. So the one watchman, exactly he'll ready and he will give the gun and go. So I saw this when I was in NCC and also in the armed forces. We hand over the charge. Just stepping, there are 2 steps. So he lift only 1 step, I'll place 1, and he will remove another step, I'll place 3. That much of replacement. In that case, our biological clock, then there is a harmony in the mind. I'm telling you very subtler aspect, Arjana ji. So, but this biological clock changes because of our mental and emotional disturbances, because of various factors, the factor of environment, factor of family, factor of frustration, stress, anxiety, food habits, so many things. So that converts into the disturbance in the energy, then slowly it tackles to the vital organs, 5 vital organs. Then slowly we feel the disorders, not disease. Then disease manifests. That causes the illness. Therefore, the illness, the root cause again is the mind, and mind matters. Therefore, manaprashamanopayaha. That is the most important thing where yoga comes in. Therefore, it is just yoga one aspect, but there are several other texts. That is how to channelize the energy, how to align the body. I love Guruji because he brought out the physics concepts into the yogic concept, body alignment, breathe alignment, mind alignment. So I have not studied, but we have several interactions with Guruji, and I'm very fond of his teaching. If he taught 1 hour, I dwell for another 6 months. That much of knowledge Guruji used to give. And that's why I credit these alignment systems to respected Guruji. Therefore, today that illness to healthy and health, then it connects to the wellness, and a very right topic chosen for a right person. And it is the time to begin the journey. And Mrs. Parjana is the right person to motivate our viewers with these few words. Yoga has a message for our body. Yoga has a message for our mind and emotions. But only thing, unless you are an art, unless you are a scientist or a technologist, Art means you have to perform that. Unless you understand the science and technology, you cannot perform that. So you cannot live healthy, and you cannot live well. I am healthy, but I am not well. That's why it's the high time to start, begin our journey from illness to wellness. Thank you very much. I once again heartily welcome Mrs. Parjan and request her to deliver a talk on the topic illness to wellness. Begin your journey now. Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Manya Ishwara Basavareddy ji. And it's my honor, it's my pleasure to be here sharing the same space with you. You are one of the gurus whom I really, really admire in the present times. You have been there always as a beacon of light. And it's my privilege and honor to be part of this Friday webinar. Big thank you to Tayavalam Sirji and Dr. Vandana for giving me this opportunity. And I just, as you correctly said, sir, कि आज के ज़माने में अभी जो चल रहा है मुद्दा communicable disease का, COVID का, और एक ही शब्द बार बार सामने आता रहता है, इम्यूनिटी है, इम्यूनिटी है, इम्यूनिटी है. तो मैंने सोचा कि इस पर थोड़ा योगिक पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से भी बात किया जाए और साइंटिफिक पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से भी बात किया जाए, and let's see where the both meet. So that is the whole idea behind this whole talk. So may I just request to please start the PPT. Right. So basically, the topic is illness to wellness. Now, there is a paradigm shift in the healthcare, what we are seeing, because all these whiles people talk about pathology, okay? So pathogenesis, that is illness. And now we want to talk about wellness, which is salutogenesis, okay? But let's start with immunity. Now, what is immunity? We all know immunity is our shield, हमारी ढाल है, infection के लिए. But immunity, लोग सोचते हैं कि विटामिन सी खा लो, जिंक खा लो, इम्यूनिटी बढ़ जाएगी. इतना सिंपल नहीं है. इतना सिंपल नहीं है. इम्यूनिटी हमारे अंदर है. 3 प्रकार की इम्यूनिटी होती है. एक जो हम लेके पैदा होते हैं, which is called the innate. Okay, we all are born with it, some amount of immunity. The second is adaptive immunity, which we start getting through our lifetime by doing certain correct things, by being exposed to certain pathogens, and even immunization. अभी जो हम vaccination बोलते हैं, वो भी adaptive immunity में आता है. और जो last वाला है, वो है passive. Now, passive immunity हमको कहाँ से मिलती है? वो हमको मिलती है हमारे माँ के दूध से. So whatever the mother has, that is why it's so important to have the mother's milk. Whatever immunity the mother has, she passes it on to her child. And that's how we get the passive immunity. So there are 3 kinds of immunity which we all carry. It just doesn't come from having nutraceuticals. Let me tell you that. Next slide, please. Now, 1970s में John Hopkins University में से America में there was a physician called Dr. Travis. Now he was specializing something in preventive medicine, and he started these 3 concepts of health and wellness. And I want to share that with you, and let's find out today that what is he saying and what is that we believe in the world of yoga. Okay, now this is the first thing which he started was something called the illness wellness continuum. Now आपके सामने एक ग्राफ दिख रहा है. लेफ्ट साइड पे लाल है, राइट साइड पे ब्लू है, और बीच में है येलो एंड ग्रीन. नाउ ये जो येलो एंड ग्रीन है, दैट इज द प्लेस वी हेल्दी पीपल आर इन. दैट मीन्स अगर आपका ब्लड टेस्ट होगा, आपको कोई इन्फेक्शन नहीं है, कोई बीमारी नहीं है, बीपी नहीं है, डायबिटीज नहीं है, एंड द डॉक्टर गिव्स यू अ क्लीन चिट. आपको बोलते हैं हेल्दी, जैसे बासवारेड्डी सर ने बताया. बट क्या खाली absence of symptom is health is a question we ask ourselves. You are not feeling good inside. आप में शक्ति नहीं है, ताकत नहीं है. When you get up in the morning, you are not feeling कि मैं काम पे जाऊं या मैं जाके खाना पकाऊं. You're feeling सुस्त, you are dull. But अगर blood test लो तो कुछ नहीं आता. So the question is, are you well? No, you are not well. There may be absence of disease, but there is no presence of wellness. So you are in the neutral zone. That is number 5. Okay. Now ये number 5 कि अगर आप left जाओगे तो आप disease की तरफ बढ़ोगे, और आप नंबर 5 के राइट जाओगे तो आप वेलनेस की तरफ बढ़ोगे. सो व्हाट इज वेलनेस? वेयर यू आर डूइंग रेगुलर एक्सरसाइज, आपका न्यूट्रिशन अच्छा है, आपके रिलेशनशिप्स अच्छे हैं, आपकी थॉट प्रोसेस अच्छी है, आप खुश हो, आप जॉयफुल हो, आप कम्युनिटी में पार्टिसिपेट करते हो, आपकी लाइफस्टाइल अच्छी है. तो ये जो जो कंटिन्यूम बना हुआ है, it shows your health, not आप कहाँ पे हो, but आप किस दिशा में देख रहे हो. If you are looking towards the left, you may be on 5, but you may be looking towards 0, then you are unhealthy. And you may be on 5, but looking towards 10, then you are going towards wellness. That is the beauty of this whole continuum. Okay, so this is what we learn from. So the difference between disease, poor health, being neutral, then from there developing to good health, and then optimal health. So this is the whole continuum. Now let's see the second concept what he brought. Next slide, please. So as आपने एक आइसबर्ग देखा होगा सी में, उसका सिर्फ पॉइंट दिखता है हमको, और पूरा का पूरा आइसबर्ग अंदर पानी के नीचे होता है, एंड वी डोंट नो क्या है, क्या हो रहा है वहां पे, बट ऊपर से दिखता है कि एक छोटा सा आइस पीस है. पर अगर आप वो आइस पीस को कुतर डालो या कतर डालो, उसके नीचे वाला पोर्शन ऊपर आ जाएगा. सेम थिंग इज विथ हेल्थ. जो ऊपर दिखता है इज ओनली आपका शरीर क्या है, क्या कर रहा है. But below that, if you go below the iceberg, this is called the iceberg model, उसमें आपका behavior दिखेगा. How are you? Are you agitated? Are you angry? Are you frustrated? What is it? What kind of nature you are having? That is part of your wellness. अगर और एक नीचे लेयर में अगर आप जाते हैं आइसबर्ग के, तो आपको दिखता है कि आपका साइकोलॉजिकल स्टेटस क्या है. आर यू फीलिंग मोटिवेटेड कि नहीं मैं रोज उठूं, जाके काम करूं, या आपको लग रहा है कि बस बहुत हो गया यार, कुछ नहीं करना. If you are feeling like that, obviously you're not in optimal health. Okay, and that motivation is going to, if your motivation is low, it is slowly going to show in your other koshas. As we say in yoga, we have all the 5 koshas, right? Now below the psychology is the spirit, which even yoga recognizes, which Dr. Travis also recognized. Now are we trying to see the similarity between a Western physician and what our yogic science says? So spiritual being, आपके अंदर, what are you here for? मैं कौन हूँ? Right? Always we ask this question, who am I? What is my life purpose? What is my soul purpose? Am I clear in what I want to do? This meaning, this comes from being connected with your inner self, with your core. And if you have lost that connection, you cannot be well. And that is something which Dr. John Travis very clearly found out. And he also spoke about the same thing what we have been speaking in yoga. Next slide. Now, he also started something called the wellness energy system, which is a wheel. Okay, he represented it by a wheel. Now, what he did do, he tried to explain to people that health does not just come simply. Now, what he was trying to say is human beings, we are dynamic beings. Hum khule hain. We are open energy beings, as he called it. Okay, for example, you take a rock. It's a closed energy system because ना वहां से कुछ जाएगा ना वहां से कुछ आएगा. But human beings, we are open energy systems. आपने बचपन में फिजिक्स में तो पढ़ा ही होगा कि energy cannot be created or destroyed. It only changes form. That is on the same principle Dr. Travis was trying to tell, that our wellness is dependent on the flow of energy. The efficient flow of energy is very essential to wellness. And disease is the result of interference in this flow. Now, again, let's compare to what our yogic teachings say. We talk about prana all the time. हम बोलते हैं कि अगर हमारा प्राणा ऊपर जा रहा है, नीचे जा रहा है, and that affects the thoughts. Don't we all say that? So the same thing John Travis said. Okay, so he said that imagine your body as a channel of energy. Not only imagine, it is, okay? And from there, you have different vibes coming out from the physical, from the emotional, from the mental, from the spiritual. Now, when this energy is getting blocked anywhere, when it is not moving properly, or whether the energy is emptied out from a particular channel, or confused or pressured, then illness results. He was very clear in this. So he showed this whole energy wheel. Now, in this energy wheel, he has broken down into different aspects. Now, what he wanted to say that any of these aspects, which are represented by different colors, अगर इंसान के जिंदगी में कुछ एक भी एस्पेक्ट में ब्लॉकेज है तो दूसरी जगह पे जरूर से दिखेगा, and that comes out as disease. So what is it which we need to look at? Let's look at self responsibility and love. Start with that, self love. Now, there are many people who think self love is a crime. If I love myself, I am selfish. But self love is a responsibility. It is a duty. It's not just a privilege. अगर आप अपने आप से प्यार नहीं करोगे तो आप आगे कुछ और नहीं कर सकते. So that is the frame of mind one. There are people who hate themselves. Obviously, they are unhappy, right? So we start with self-love. Of course, breathing, which we all know. Sensing, all the five senses, how we feel with the five senses is a very important aspect in the energy system by Dr. John Travis. Eating, हम खाते कैसे हैं? Moving, how do we move? Do we move our bodies? Do we exercise? What happens? Feeling, do we feel the emotion part? What do we do? Are we able to feel joy? Are we able to feel kindness? Are we able to feel compassion? Do we have feelings? When you feel, how do you think? What do you make of your thoughts? Are your thoughts productive thoughts, negative thoughts, positive thoughts? What kind of thoughts are you having? So this is what is the next thing. Now, once when you have these thoughts, your play and work, are you playing? Are you working? We all have heard of this thing, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. So we all need to allocate enough time for playing and for working to bring that balance. Communicating. See, we all know that we human beings are interdependent creatures. हम एक समाज में रहते हैं, एक कम्युनिटी में रहते हैं. आज ही देखिए आप कि कोविड की वजह से जब आइसोलेशन में किसी को रखा जाता है, उनकी मेंटल हेल्थ का क्या असर पड़ता है. आइसोलेशन तो छोड़िए, सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग में भी हमको अच्छा नहीं लगता. वी डोंट फील गुड, वी फील अनफुलफिल्ड. व्हाई? बिकॉज हम एनर्जी ना दे पाते हैं ना ले पाते हैं. सो दैट इज द इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन. So communication doesn't mean just verbal communication. It can be in any form. Okay, so that is so important. Intimacy. Science has proven that today, when you hug your child or you hug your friend, you release happy hormones. So that's so important to be well. If you don't, if the moment your आपकी माँ आपको बाहों में जकड़ती है, या आपकी बहन या भाई या friend, आपको immediately अच्छा लगने लगता है. Some small pain what you have also goes off. So that is the immediate response your body gives through hormones. Finding meaning. Now, this is a big thing. This is a big topic. Finding meaning in your life. What are you doing? Why are you doing? Where are you going? Are you happy with what you are doing? Are you happy with where you are going? Finding that meaning. Everybody doesn't work for money. Some people work for fame. Some people work to help others. Some people work for social recognition. So find that meaning in your life, and then whatever you are doing will start falling into place. And transcending. Once you get all this, you move to the next level. You transcend, and that's how we say evolve. The word evolve comes from that. So you transcend. So Dr. John Travis understood the importance that all these things are so important for all elements, how to bring about health and wellness. Now, the same thing in our yoga we have already said. Okay, all the rishis, munis have already spoken about the five types of koshas. How the illness starts from the mind, goes to the prana, goes to the anamaya kosha. We all know of that. So this is the similarity which I want to Bring. So next time when someone tells you that isme koi science nahi hai, you can turn back and say, this is the science, this is the proof in the whole thing. Next slide, please. So yoga has also showed us a solution. Okay. So now let's understand that good health is not something which you are just going to go to a store and buy and come. It has to be created. Okay. It has to be maintained after creating, and it can only be achieved by some collective sustainable practices. You have to practice them constantly. You can't just buy it. Okay. So yoga has taught us how to actually live our life so that we can be well. And today we need to just quickly revisit that yoga and sister science of Ayurveda. Next slide, please. So pillars of good health. There are 4 pillars: ahar, vihar, achar, and vichar. Okay, I'm sure all of you must be knowing this, but let's visit when we say ahar, what do we mean actually? Some quick tips for this season. Next slide. So I have some tips for you. Now there are nutritionists, there are dietitians, they teach us how to eat good food, okay? But food without the other 3 has no meaning, is not going to give you immunity, is that's already been established. So let's see in the ahar part what we can do. Just small tips. If you want, you can take screenshots of this PPT. Drink 2 glasses of warm water upon rising in the morning. This helps to detoxify your system. Your body has been breaking down toxins all night, repairing itself. The moment you drink water, water is that carrier which will throw out the toxins from your body. At least try to keep 6-hour gap between your meals. When you stay a little hungry, that's a little form of fasting. Your body performs the best. When you eat, plan your meals. Don't just eat कुछ भी खा लो. अरे कुछ भी खा लूंगा, जो भी सामने आएगा, ऐसे नहीं. Plan your meals. Do you just wear clothes whatever सामने आ जाता है, or do you just meet whoever you feel? No, you plan, right? So also plan your food, what you're going to eat for that day. Okay. One small tip in your plate is keep your plate like a rainbow. There are 7 colors in the rainbow. Try to keep all the colors in your plate, all kinds of subsies, all kinds of fruit, everything, so that your plate looks very colorful. And that is the simplest way to make a good meal. Okay. Try to have at least 3 liters of water every day. And before you go to bed, your meal should finish off 3 hours before. Okay. Do not keep a gap of less than 3 hours before bedtime. That is most important. It gives you time to digest your food. Say no to processed food. No processed food. Eat natural. Try to be natural. Eat local. Eat fresh. Okay. And last but not the least, drink your solids and chew your liquids. It's not a mistake. I want you to chew your solids so much that they become like a liquid, and to chew your liquids so much as if they were a solid. So that basically give that time to digest. Let it mix in your saliva. Your saliva releases lots of digestive enzymes. Let it mix in that so that your food can digest. Next, we will look at the next pillar now, and that is Vihar. Okay, Vihar is how do you unplug yourself. Now we have a phone, you have a charger, you put your phone in a charger, and after some time you feel that the charger becomes very hot, the phone is also very hot. Then what do? You remove it, right? You unplug it. Though you need to charge it, you also need to unplug it. Similarly, our bodies, we are all the time working. We're constantly, our 5 senses are working. Our 5 senses are constantly drawn to different things, right? We also need to cut that connection, unplug ourselves. How do you do that? Yoga, nature. See, let's see some techniques: massage, Ayurveda massage, deep breathing, pranayama. Cultivate some hobbies, okay, where you are actually doing something away from technology. Okay, listen to some good music, nada, as we say. Sunbathing, use the elements of nature. Okay, sunbathing, fire, water, sea bathing. Go for walks, and if you can't find anything, at least sleep, rest. So this is the way you unplug yourself so that you don't get overcharged and you don't become restless. This is your vihar. This is how you conduct yourself. Let's go to the next slide, please. Achar. Now, achar is your daily routine. What do you do? Do you have a plan for the day? So let's start making simple plans, goal setting, small goals, simple goals. Okay. This is for all the viewers, just to make you, we all know a lot of things, but sometimes the doing is very difficult. So let's take those small steps and do small, simple things. Let's have a daily exercise plan, whether it is yoga, whether it is walking, whether it is Zumba, whatever it may be, but move your bodies. Let's make a daily food plan. Let's make a daily family time plan. When do you sit with your family and have a conversation? Your parents, your sister, your brother. When do you, your children, when do you sit and have that family time where you discuss what they did for the day? This is a great time to bond. Hmm? Let's work on interpersonal relationships. If you feel that certain relationships have taken a hit because of COVID, you have not been able to talk, or otherwise also आपके मन में कोई मुटाव है या कोई परेशानी है किसी के कारण, use this time to get rid of those old baggage, to get rid of those old animosity. Relationship को सुधारिए. Okay. Work goals. काम की वजह से some people don't do enough work, some people do too much work. Both again not good, right? So let's make work goals, make long-term work goals and short-term work goals. कि end of this year मुझे क्या achieve करना है, क्या करना है मुझे, what do I want to do in my job, where do I want to go, and let's make a short-term goal that in the next 6 months or 4 months what I want to do. Do I need to study further in my work? Do I need to get more knowledge, more tools? What do I need to do? So make small goals and work. Also with your work, along with the work goals, make certain personal goals. In personal goals, it could be like learning a language, or it could be like learning how to play an instrument, or maybe learning how to join some community organization for service, for society. So those things will start giving you internal happiness. Remember, let's go back to the John Travis model. It's not just one thing which is going to make you well. It's a combination of things. And this is the combination. In your daily thing, keep prayer a part of it. People, there are some people who do organized prayer. Organized prayer मतलब एक साथ सब लोग बैठ के पढ़ते हैं, pray करते हैं या नमाज पढ़ते हैं या whatever. They go to a church. But you can also do individual prayer. Wherever you are, you can just connect with the divine. Connect, keep that connection on. Remember about energy. You derive your energy from this eternal source of energy. So we are open beings, dynamic beings. Again, go back to John Travis model, right? And in your day, keep a small amount of time for seva, for service. So what do you mean by seva? Seva is an act without any expectation. That is a simple definition of seva. So if you are helping a friend, okay, and don't expect anything, you have done some seva. If you have helped an old man cross the road without an expectation, you have done some seva. So always keep provision of some form of seva or service in the day. So that will give you a lot of happiness and good feelings, okay, that will help you spiritually to grow. Yeah. Next slide, please. Now let's come back to vichar, mental purity. Now you are seeing that the picture which I have chosen is of a lotus. A lotus is so white and pure. वो रहता है मड में, कीचड़ में, लेकिन इतना प्योर रहता है. उसी तरह से हमारे माइंड में हमारे जो थॉट्स हैं, हमारी जो सोच है, हमको ये चेष्टा करनी है कि वो थॉट्स हमारे प्योर हो. Now how do you have those pure thoughts? Again we go back to first self love. अगर आप आपके अंदर, आप कहाँ रहते हो? बासर जी ने कहा, we all stay in the mind, right? We don't stay in the houses, we stay in our mind. So if your mind is clean and clear and pure, your house is clean. So first is we start with self-love. We create that feeling of goodness within our own self. We are happy with ourselves. Then we have love for others also. After self-love comes love for others. Okay, because if you love others, others will love you back. It's an open energy system. Remember that. Think positive. Even if you are going through some crisis, even if you are going through some problem, think of hope. Be hopeful that things will change. Nothing is going to last forever. किसी ने कहा है ना कि the good is also going to go and the bad is also going to go. So be happy if you're facing some problem. Okay, be happy that it's not going to last forever. Being in the now, I think this is the most important lesson which yoga teaches, mindfulness, as we call it. But nowadays, our mind is always full. It's not mindful, but mind is always full. How to be in the now? Today, everybody thinks that, when they do multitasking, they're very smart. एक हाथ में यहाँ फोन, दूसरे में लैपटॉप, कोई और बात कर रहा है, कुछ और कर रहे हैं, चार चीज कर रहे हैं, हाथ पांव सबके साथ. Is that the way we think we are smart? No, we are not. Because when we do multitasking, we are actually losing brain cells, right? So we really need to be in the now. Whatever you are doing, give it 100% attention. How else can you get mental purity? You can use certain techniques in yoga. We have guided imagery technique in yoga. We have meditation in yoga. Practice detached attachment. Detached attachment means, suppose I have, if I'm doing something for my child, okay? I'm doing because I want to do, not because that my child will grow up and do so many things with me. If I do with that intention, then my love is attached to a result. मुझे कुछ चाहिए उससे. Let us be detached, because detached में क्या होता है कि there is no expectation, and if there is no expectation, there is no feeling of any loss. Whether you get it or you don't get it, you don't feel any hopelessness. So let's practice detached attachment. Again, a great tool is yoga for doing this. And whatever action you do, try to bring honesty, sincerity in it. Whether you are studying, whether you are a student, whether you are a working person, whether you are a homemaker, whether you are in a relationship, with every relationship, with every work, bring the basic honesty and sincerity in that feeling. And believe me, your mind will be pure. It will not have unnecessary troubles and problems. Next slide. Next slide, please. So I'd like to quote Thomas Edison, who said many, many years back, the doctor of the future will give no medicine, but will interest his patients in the care of the human frame, in diet and in the cause and prevention of disease. So today we have come to that stage in life where because of COVID, we are only talking about how we have to get healthier, get well, not only just healthy, so that our bodies and mind can fight this deadly disease. So this is the time we must actually all look at how we can make our whole life totally through all these practices, through all these aspects, how we can become healthy, how we can actually get the real immunity. Next slide. So there is a quick tip I just wanted to share. So this is called the golden milk, जो हमारे संस्कृति में हल्दी वाला दूध बोलते हैं, और इसको अभी वेस्टर्नर्स बोलते हैं the golden latte. Okay, so there's a simple way of making this. I'm just sharing a quick recipe in case if you would like to use it. Basically, you take, some coconut oil, 1 tablespoon of coconut oil, half cup coconut milk. Okay, not the regular milk. Take half cup coconut milk, half teaspoon turmeric powder, and organic honey. So when you don't mix the honey when it is hot, mix all of this when it is hot, just add the honey and you can have this at bedtime. This is excellent for your, health. It's excellent for detoxification. It's excellent for weight loss. So this is one small tip for me. Another thing is your decongestant tea. It's your काढ़ा जिसको बोलते हैं. So उसके अंदर आपको लेना है 1 ग्लास पानी, 2 लीटर पानी, ये 2 लीटर का बना हुआ है, 1 टेबलस्पून अजवाइन पाउडर, 1 टीस्पून श्रीलंकन सिनेमन पाउडर, 1 टेबलस्पून ड्राई जिंजर पाउडर, 1 टेबलस्पून टर्मरिक पाउडर और 1 टीस्पून पेपर पाउडर. इस सबको मिलाइए, इसमें से 8 ग्लास बनेंगे. आप भी पीजिए, दूसरों को पिलाइए, so that you have no inflammation, no phlegm in this season. ठंड पड़ रही है, कोविड की महामारी बढ़ रही है, and this is my 2 recipes आपके लिए, जो भी आप दर्शक देख रहे हैं उसके लिए. Next slide. Yeah, we will pass this, and next slide, please. So, what I would like to send the message today is, you become what you consistently practice. You become what you consistently practice. So practice consistently what you want to become. So practice consistently what you want to become. Whatever आपको बनना है, if you want to be healthy, if you want to get immunity, if you want to be mentally calm, if you want to be happy, if you want to have a good body, if you want strong muscles, you decide what you want and work towards that. I've already given you some tips. I hope they have been useful, and I hope that we can at least practice a little bit of this. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. And I'm happy to take any questions if there are any.
Thank you. It was so cute and best. All the best. Vandana, please take the questions.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for this wonderful lecture. Our comment section is filled with all kind of praiseful comments. Somebody has asked a question, ma'am, कि आपने डिटैच्ड अटैचमेंट की बात की, तो डिटैच्ड अटैचमेंट टू वर्क को हम क्या कर्म योग भी बोल सकते हैं?
डिटैच्ड अटैचमेंट टू वर्क को हम क्या कर्म योग भी बोल सकते हैं? ऑफ कोर्स कर्म योग, सो कितनी प्रकार के योग होते हैं, ओके, और सभी तो सब प्रकार के योग नहीं कर पाते, तो हमको अपने 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 नेचर के अनुसार चुनना है कि हमको कौन सा योग अपनाना है. सो कोई कर्मवादी होता है, तो अगर उसको वो लाइन में जाना है, अगर उसको, इफ ही वांट्स टू टेक दैट रूट, दैट्स फाइन, as long as it is detached. So you do your work and leave. कृष्ण भगवान ने जैसे कहा है कि कर्म करो और फल की चिंता मत करो. So that is the straight away detached attachment, isn't it?
Yes. Thank you so much, ma'am, for accepting our invitation and delivering such an intriguing and wonderful lecture. आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. मैं सभी अपने संस्थान की ओर से, हमारे सभी दर्शकों की ओर से आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देती हूँ. इसके साथ मैं संस्थान के निदेशक महोदय डॉक्टर ईश्वर वी बसव रेड्डी सर के प्रति भी हार्दिक धन्यवाद ज्ञापित करती हूँ, जो हमारी इस कार्यक्रम श्रृंखला के एक हमारे पिलर हैं, वो हमारे साथ हमेशा खड़े रहते हैं और हमें एक प्रोत्साहन और प्रेरणा देते रहते हैं. आपका भी बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सर.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you for being there throughout. Thank you.
All the best, Farjana ji.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Always very proud of you.
Thank you.
If this is anything from our institute, please call anytime, and so that we can serve much better to the society.
Definitely, sir. I'll be in touch. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, sir. और सभी को, आज हमारे साथ जुड़ने वाले सभी दर्शकों को, हमारी तकनीकी टीम को और हमारे संस्थान के संचार एवं प्रलेखन अधिकारी सभी के प्रति मैं हार्दिक धन्यवाद देती हूँ. अब कार्यक्रम का समापन शांति पाठ के साथ. सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्. ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. धन्यवाद.
Thank you.